So we are back with the Crazy, and we are working on a new project. What are you working on?
Trying to re-drill the rear axles.
Yeah, so we already started on one side to get all of the bugs worked out and figure out what we're doing before we kind of show you guys the better way, maybe. So yeah, I'll show you what's going on. All right, so we already did the passenger side. On the driver, we're gonna be pulling off the brake drum cover and disconnecting the axle and pulling the large nut there to pull out the stub axle to get everything ready to drill. So these have been in place for a long time, so it's not gonna be exactly easy, but it'll be exciting. Okay. Side note, there's no Lena dog. Lena had puppies, and she's on puppy duty, and she hates it. I think she wanted to be out in the shop with us. So, but she is the proud mother of 8 babies.
Hi, come here. Come here, puppies. Hi.
Okay, and today we're going to be referencing the Haynes Datsun Owner's Repair Manual. This has been really handy for a lot of the schematics and breakdowns of everything. And what's not in here, we find on the internet. I'll add a link for this. Definitely worth buying. Okay, so starting on the driver's side, we're going to pull this brake drum. We need to pull
This e-brake cable.
the e-brake cable lever there. I hate these things. The last one broke. Oh. Can I have a baby hammer?
Yeah, there you go.
It's gonna annihilate that thing.
Baby hammer.
Oh my god. It's too much.
It's all the way over there.
Let's try and be gentle with this massive Thor hammer. I think there's some pressure on that.
Might be. Tink. Jeez.
Okay, that'll probably help our case.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Do this the not proper way.
Moving.
Progress?
Yeah.
Oh! That was a lot less aggressive than the other one.
Really?
Yeah. So, the way to get these off is a big hammer. The best way. Sweet. Maybe?
Use leverage towards the.
Hmm?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I stick my tongue out, will that help?
Impacts don't like extensions.
So on the passenger side, Nick tried to use an impact from that side with a bunch of extensions, and it was a no-go. Didn't work. So the best way that we found was just using the 2 wrenches like this. Like Nick said, impacts don't like extensions. Yes, your big hands. Wow. What big muscles you have. It's the best cheater bar right there.
Work out.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Whew.
Without any cheaters. No excuse for everybody else. Girls whooping it.
Put that off to the side.
So the factory axle nut right here in the middle is staked on either side, just flattened out. And so we have to try to undo that to take the nut off. So this is the side, the passenger side that we took off using a chisel and an air chisel, and it got pretty ugly and still took off most of the threads on its way off. So that's something that also to keep in mind is you want to order new nuts. So this is the new style. It's just a crimp. Just got them off the internet. They're OEM Nissan parts. So the other side we'll try to just cut this portion here and here instead of making it all ugly.
Okay, so Nick just ground off either side of the nut where it was where it was staked in. Now we're gonna see if it'll back off.
I think we used a 1 16th inch socket, which it's really metric, but we didn't have one that size.
Okay, you've got the touch.
I
You have to use the air hammer to get that stub axle out. And I don't know if you guys remember old Naki. Old Naki's not doing so hot. So today's air compressor, we ran a line into the shop and outside to Nick's Colorado. I don't know if you've seen this wheeler on the channel, but Nick just wrapped up doing the air compressors. And he's got the 2 compressors here, and his sliders are actually an air tank as well to hold air. So those little air compressors are making today possible. Pretty awesome.
Worked on one side.
Okay.
So this is just the air hammer with the pointed tip on it, and so that'll sit pretty nicely inside the little divot that's in the end of the axle shaft, so it'll keep it centered.
Centered in that little divot. This is the passenger. Nick's really good at the hammering part, so I'll let him handle that.
Ready?
Yeah.
Guess we can take this off, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Ready.
Holy crap.
I wasn't ready for that. Came out like a wrecking ball.
So it's a little interesting. On the driver's side, the bearing came out with the axle, the stub axle, and the spacer that goes in between the 2 wheel bearings.
This one.
Yeah. But on the passenger side, that bearing right there stayed in the hub. So I don't know which way is correct, but yeah, I guess we'll figure that out.
All right, here's a little side-by-side of the air hammer removal and the Dremel cutoff wheel. You can see on this one, all the threads are still intact on the end, whereas this one, it didn't do as clean of a job. So when it backed off of those threads, it just wiped them out there on the end. So definitely Dremel cutoff wheel is the way to go. Okay, are you ready?
Wow.
So we're gonna go get these drilled out for the 5-lug using a 3D printed jig that Nick made and go from there.
Yeah.
All right guys, quick little disclaimer before we get into this machining. We used a 3D printed jig for the drilling and Nick made that. It was cheap and it was great. It worked for what we needed it to. However, we can't recommend it. The 3D print material gave us a little bit of play, so we aren't sure that that's the most accurate way to do this. And when you're messing with wheel studs, you kind of want them very accurate. So we don't recommend the 3D printed jig, so we aren't going to be linking that. But Silvermine Motors, you can send your axles into Silvermine Motors and they do it for a very reasonable price. Or you can take your axles to a local machine shop and they can also do this. So quick little note, enjoy our machining, and here we go. Okay, day 2 on the machining of the 5-lug. So what did you do yesterday? What worked?
We pressed these studs out, flipped them around and pushed them in from the other way. And then we set the drum over the top of that. And then we put our drill jig on there so that we could all set it in the mill and then drill through our new guide holes.
And we had to do that because there was no good way to clamp.
Yeah, with the original studs going this way, there wasn't a good way to clamp it, hold it like this. So it was a lot easier to flip it around and drill it that way.
Cool.
So we'll do that on this one.
And Nick did all the work yesterday, so today he's gonna try and coach me through some of it.
Yeah.
So I get a turn. Yeah.
Come on.
This way, right?
down. Plug it in.
Plug
Let
it in?
it start up. Yeah. Flip the lower left breaker.
This one?
Yeah. And then unplug the cord.
That power. That's a little close. got lucky with that.
Probably fine. Where are yours?
Right. Hey, guess what?
What?
I have a 5 lug.
Well, there's only 4 in there.
Oh, right. Well, we're close. That's why we can't have nice things, Nick.
Where'd that go?
Show me how it fits. Dang. That looks
5-lug
that looks
now.
like a 5 lug.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're the best. Put some paint on those, getting all prettied up, and we'll get them thrown in crazy. Okay, we're back in the shack shop. Me and Nick. And the crazy. We got those parts all prepped, and Nick did some sweet machining and drilling.
Yeah.
Nick did some sweet drilling to get those to a 5 lug, and now we're gonna test fit with the wheels and see how they look. And Lena's back. Are you excited? She looks not excited. Anyways, Lena's back in the shop. She's really excited to be here. Back from maternity leave. So let's get started. All right, so we're on the driver's side. We've already done the swap on the passenger side. Spoiler. On the passenger side, we had to switch a U-joint on the axle and went ahead and did some new brakes on either side because the passenger side, they just fell apart. So now we should be good to go. Okay, so the brakes were adjusted a little bit too far out for the drum to fit over comfortably. So Nick is adjusting the little wheel here. Down will loosen them and going up will tighten them. That one's a little broken off.
Yeah, normally there's a little tab that comes out and locks into this. And we'll let it spin and the tab will, you'll hear it click.
What was that again? Click, click, click.
Click. It'll be... Okay, great. Yeah, it'll ratchet and then lock in, so it'll only turn one way unless you release the tab, but this one appears to be missing.
So this is a bad example. So do you think the brakes are going to adjust fine without it?
Sure. I think the tab is to prevent them from backing off.
Which sounds like it might be important.
Brakes just slow you down.
That's all. Don't need that. Okay, well, we can get the drum on and get the wheel on and test fit everything.
So that spacer needs to go in, which is weird. This bearing didn't come out on the other side, it stayed in.
Yeah. There's a bearing on the far side, and then there's a spacer, and then there's another bearing here. So stuff goes out. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's stopping. The grease here.
Those bearings are actually a press fit onto the axle, so they won't be spinning on there, but this will help it press in.
Yeah. This thing is awesome. stub axles have a little divot already there for a air hammer, which is pretty cool. So the yoke flange has a washer that goes on the inside towards the differential. In the manual, they have a very in-depth way of torquing down this nut on the yoke. And on the forums online, everyone just, how would I put that? They counted it in uggas. No science.
It's fine.
And they all had good luck, so we're just going to do it that way. We did update these nuts. These are the ZX nuts that we linked in the description.
They're crimp nut instead of the peen style.
Tight?
I think so.
Good and tight?
Yeah.
Torque rating, good and tight. Right?
Yeah.
Look at that 5 lug. That's exciting. Much better. What happened?
I'm adjusting it.
Right.
I was checking the
Checking
the caster.
That's why it was laying over there just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, Nick's is falling apart.
It's fine.
And I just scored these sweet, new, vintage ones for $2. The little price sticker still on that one. $2. But Nick has this cushy one, and I have these ones that I think are awesome. It even says Checkers Auto Parts. Checker
Racing flags.
with racing flags. I think they're freaking cool. Got the little swivelly metal wheels on the bottom. I like this one. Yeah, I need to tighten that. Okay, so maybe one of my casters is falling off too. Don't look at that. Hey, mine didn't fall all the way off yet. Anyways, back to this.
Need to scratch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to scratch the paint. Okay. Ready?
So strong.
Or because I stuck my tongue out when I left it. 5 lug!
Here's 2.
5 lug with 2 lug nuts. I haven't ordered all my lug nuts yet. Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting. And the sweet new Continentals from Flying Sparks Grind look awesome. And the US mags and Continental. Thanks, Continental. Okay, so hopefully we will have this on all 4 wheels and rolling here very, very soon. We're actually on hold with the front again, with the front 5 lug conversion. If you did that swap, stay tuned. We will be updating the wheel seal. The one that we had was just a little bit too big when we went to go press fit it, and it didn't go very well. So we have another wheel seal on the way, and should have it rolling.
Different part number.
Different part number. So I'll be updating the description and the comments on that video with the new part number. But for now,
Maybe this week we will.
yeah. Okay. Okay, there she is. We grabbed a fender. Nick grabbed a fender just so we could test fit and see how it would look with the wheels and the tires all bolted on, sitting on its own weight. And it's really high. We thought we had gone oversized on the tires, and I guess we could have gone a little bit larger, but it'll be fine. Maybe it'll settle more.
We'll lower it down a little bit.
Yeah, but look at that. 5 lug wheels all the way around. On those spiffy Continental tires, US mag wheels. I'm excited. Are you excited? Lena, are you excited? Yeah. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Wabam. One more off the list.
Sweet.
High five.